Hello friends, Jai Shri Ram. Let us review the movie Accident or Conspiracy Godhra. This is a must watch movie, especially because if an atrocity was committed on your community, you have every legal right to speak about that atrocity and to create a debate in the society that this was a bad thing. If this happened, it was a bad thing. Let us debate about it and let us see to it that this doesn't happen in the future. This is very much our right. Some people in India feel that uh, speaking about Godhra is being communal, and being communal is bad. See, I'll tell you what, being communal means feeling affinity for your own community. How can that be wrong? Even the Constitution of India or any other country gives you the right to be communal, to speak about your community, to feel affinity for your community. So at least I am not making that mistake. I am going to speak very openly about this issue, and let us speak about it. There should be dialogue. Unless there is a dialogue, and unless we really bring people to justice, or just we call out the elephant in the room, how are we going to avoid this incidences, such kind of incidences in the future? We have to speak about it, and that is the whole motto of this video. This video is not being made to criticize a certain community, or to criticize any class of people, or to criticize certain governments or parties. This is only to investigate what went wrong in that incident and how this incident can be avoided in the future. Let's get started. My rating for the movie is 10 out of 10. This is probably the very first movie in which I gave 100 out of 100 rating. Might be I might have given it for one or two more movies, but this is one of the very few movies which got 10 out of 10 rating, because it is historically spot on. The historical correctness is 10 out of 10. Guts to show the truth, this is very important. I did not expect this to happen in Hindi language, because whenever a movie is made in Hindi language, it's called as a Bollywood movie, whereas the producers of this movie do not come from the same Bollywood cabal. They are different people, but still I wasn't expecting a Hindi movie to speak so much of truth. Research and detailing is spot on, and that is why this video will be less about reviewing the movie and more about telling you the truth as per the Wikipedia, as per the internet. Okay, because I don't want to speak lies at all in this video. So if the movie might have taken any creative liberty, then I don't want to do the sin of speaking lies. So I'll speak the fact. I'll go as per whatever is given on internet, on sites like Wikipedia. Okay, so whatever I tell you after this slide, it is pure research from internet. And then in between I'll keep telling you that this movie also tells about this movie also has so and so scene which elaborates about this. I might tell you about that, but the main video will be on truth. Acting, Ranveer Shori is a gem. See, by the time this guy was in Bollywood, you saw this as a sidekick. His potential was never utilized completely. I don't know what is wrong with Bollywood, but Bollywood somehow has the talent of rejecting good people, and they give importance to all the silly kind of people who are not all that good in their acting or in any other arenas. Like directors, faltu directors are given a lot of weightage, whereas the real proper directors are always criticized. That animals director is always criticized in Bollywood. So Bollywood always suppresses talent, and Ranveer Shori is one of the victims of this suppression. He has never been given the justice in Bollywood, but thankfully, this movie gives him a very core, crucial role. He is the opposition lawyer, that means a lawyer fighting in favor of Muslims, and he does a splendid job. Then Manoj Joshi, when he was in Bollywood, he did again. He was not even a sidekick, yaar. He was more like a comedian. He was mocked upon. You must have seen Garam Masala movie. In Garam Masala, he is shown. I mean, he's a funny and he's a mocking kind of a character. People mock at that guy, and look at the role of Manoj Joshi in this particular film. You will enjoy it. You will see the gravity of his role, and how big an actor this is, and how little importance Bollywood gives to this actor. Overall acting of everybody is amazing. Other than these two people, I did not even recognize other actors. So they were all newbies and all of them did a splendid job because it was not a hardcore Bollywood movie. Had it been a hardcore Bollywood movie, I don't know what is wrong with Bollywood, but they always suppress talent. Screenplay is good. They have used a special method in which there's a court case which is going on, and as the court case progresses, whenever a certain topic comes for discussion, then they show the flashback about what actually happened around that topic. So it is about courtroom drama, the which continues for 2 hours, but in between they also tell you about what actually happened on the ground during that time. Direction is overall very amazing. I liked the direction because this time there was two central characters around which this story is woven, and that is great. And a sufficient amount of time was given for their mutual chemistry to evolve, and we started getting attached to both of them. This is very much important because in any movie you always tell a story, and unless you tell a story and unless the audiences attach themselves with one or two characters in the movie, they won't feel connected with the movie. And this in this way I think the direction is really good. I gave a review about Razakar's movie. I said the screenplay is very choppy and there's no central character that we can connect with. Heroes come and go. By heroes, I mean male as well as female heroes, but they come and go. There is not a single character that stays along throughout the movie. Whereas in this movie, there are two characters who always stay along. One of them dies in this massacre, and the other one survives, and he remembers her, uh, and all that. How brutal it can be. So you really get connected with those characters. So direction is really nice. Production value has taken a hit probably because the budget was not so much. But with respect to the budget, if you see the production value, it is great. CGI was definitely used, especially for the fire scenes. You cannot set actors on fire here. Of course, you have to show the fire by CGI, and that fire was very convincing. You felt like it is real fire. So I feel the production value is okay for the budget, and that is why I have given 10 out of 10. Music is also okay. So overall, my rating is 10 out of 10. Now let us come to the actual story as per Wikipedia or other sources on the internet. I'll start with the Ram Mandir struggle. There are two slides about Ram Mandir struggle. You have to understand this because this Godhra massacre happened because these were Kar Sevak. Kar means hand and Sevak means someone who serves. So someone who serves Lord Ram or any Indian deity with their hands are called as Kar Sevak. So basically these people had gone for attending a yajna in Ayodhya organized by VHP, that is Vishwa Hindu Parishad, and they were returning to Gujarat. While they were returning, and when that railway came to Godhra station, at that time, a mob of 2000 Muslims came to attack this train, and they set two bogies on fire, which led to the death of 59 people. This is the Godhra incident. So why were they killed? They were killed because they were Kar Sevaks. They had offered seva in Ayodhya. Why Ayodhya? Because of Ram Mandir Andolan. So you should know the context first. That is why I am telling you about the Ram Mandir struggle. In 1528, India was under the colonial slavery of Mughals, and the Mughal king Babur demolished Ayodhya's Ram Mandir and built Babari Masjid. Why? Because his name is Babur. So Babari Masjid, Babur ki Masjid. So Babari Masjid was established on top of this temple. It took us 300 years to register our first protest against it. Why? Because Mughals were brutal. Nowadays, Bollywood glorifies Mughals. You see Jodha Akbar movie and you feel like, oh, Mughals were like sweethearts. No, they were not. Had they been sweethearts, we could have talked about this atrocity way earlier. We had to wait for the British to topple them. British. Now here I haven't said slavery. In Mughal age, I said it was colonial slavery. But in British age, I would say colonial rule. Yes, we were their colony, but we still had some rights under the Christian British, vis-a-vis how much we were enslaved by the Mughals. So British rule was still a little milder. We could still appeal a few things. We had courts open for us. We could do all those things. We could even establish a party. Indian National Congress is what? It is a party that we established within our colony. We had all those rights under the British, but under the Mughals, we did not have so many rights. And that's why it took us 300 years to register the first protest against the Ram Mandir demolition. Then what happened? Within 6 years, the British took an action. What action did they take? They said that, see, Hindus, Muslims don't fight so much. We'll build a fence, uh, and the masjid will be with the Muslims, so we'll build a fence around it, and the Ram Chabutra and Sita Rasoi will be with the Hindus. Okay, so they separated Hindus and Muslims. So those of you who might have heard in the history books that British always relied upon divide and rule policy, take it with a pinch of salt, because if people in their colony are fighting amongst themselves, it is bad for the colony, it is bad for the empire. Any empirical rule won't like this, so they will normally calm people down, and probably that is what British did. Within 6 years, they built a fence around it. Then what happened? In 1885, that means almost 15 years after this, court battle begins. So this was the first court battle for Ram Mandir. How did it begin? Mahant Raghubar Das files a suit requesting permission to build a temple besides the mosque. Now notice here that it was the British period, and we did not say that we want to demolish the mosque, because the mosque was established by demolishing a temple. We said, okay, fine, no problem, we will like to build a temple besides that mosque. So for that, this case started. Then India got independence in 1947. In 1949, Ram idol was seen inside mosque. So a Ram idol was seen for the very first time in 1949 inside the mosque. Okay, so Nehru immediately declared this site as contested area. That means disputed area. So those of you who must have heard the stories that Nehru is the real problem about India, Nehru is the problematic guy. I don't think so. Nehru took an immediate action. Nehru said that, yeah, now it is a contested area. Now you cannot call it a mosque. Now it's a contested area. We don't know whether this belongs to Hindu party or the Muslim party. Okay, now what happened? In 1950, Gopal Simla Viharad ji and Paramhans Ramchandra Das ji filed lawsuit in Faizabad court requesting permission to offer prayers. Now see, until then, there was still that fencing, right? So Nehru locked it up. Okay, Nehru said, okay, nothing doing, no one is coming there, not Muslims, not Hindus, no one will come to that place. So he locked it up. Now in 1950, that means how many? I think 1 year later, a lawsuit was put in Faizabad court. Now, why Faizabad? Because Ayodhya comes under the district of Faizabad. So, the district court is Faizabad. So, I don't know whether it was district court or session court, but that is why Faizabad word is there. Now, the Hindu party said that at least allow us to offer prayers. It's a place of significance for us because Ramji was born there. And they got the permission, but the inner entrance of the mosque remained sealed. So now what happened is, we got entrance within the premises, but we could not go into the mosque. Okay, so mosque was still sealed, and we could only go until Ram Chabutra and Sita Rasoi. Okay, they were in the periphery, but they were not, they were not inside the mosque, of course. Now, Muslims never used this mosque. Why? Because I don't know why they never use this mosque, but especially after idols were discovered. Idol worshipping is illegal in Islam, and that is why they should either remove the idols first, so as to cleanse the masjid, and then offer prayers, that means then offer namaz, or they should abandon that mosque entirely. It would be kufr, that means illegal activity as per Islam, if Muslims would offer namaz in a place which has idols, because idol worshipping is kufr in Islam. Now what happened? So you must be thinking that now things are turning in favor of Hindus. 9 years later, Nirmohi Akhada filed a lawsuit seeking the permission of the land. They said the land itself belongs to us. What are you talking about the mosque? Whatever is built on the land also belongs to us. So, let us decide whether there should be a mosque there or there should be a mandir or whatever. We will decide, because the land belongs to us. So, this was the land suit, and it continued for many, many years to come. In response, just after 2 years, Sunni Waqf Board also filed a lawsuit for the possession of the site. They said this site belongs to us because it is a mosque, and it is of religious significance to us. So then now there are two mutually conflicting cases fighting. Okay. Now what happened? In 1984, VHP formally began Ram Janmabhoomi Andolan. Got the idea? And this VHP only had organized that Yajna in Ayodhya, which these Kar Sevaks were attending, and they were coming back uh, through Sabarmati Express. And then when Godhra station came, Muslims attacked them and they burnt two coaches, killing 59 people. Okay, so that is why VHP is important here. So basically, Ram Janmabhoomi Andolan was started by whom? It was not started by RSS or BJP, it was started by VHP in 1984. And at that time, until 1990, BJP had no intention to fight for the Hindus or to fight for Ram Janmabhoomi or even to call themselves as a Hinduwadi party. I will explain it furthermore. So now you feel that BJP is so much Hinduwadi, BJP gave us the Ram Mandir. No, it was VHP's Andolan which was hijacked later by BJP. BJP worked a lot for that. I respect that. Lot of people worked. LK Advani ji, Murli Manohar Joshi ji, they all worked very well. I respect that. But this was not their original Andolan. In 1986, that means 2 years later, Faizabad Session Court allowed Hindus to do puja and darshan because it was restricted by Faizabad district administration and not by the court. So, in 2 years later, in 1986, Faizabad Session Court said that why don't Hindus worship there? Because Faizabad district administration stopped them from worshipping. So they said it's just district administration, man. That is not a court. Don't give it so much respect. It's absolutely okay if you go there and offer prayers if it's of religious importance to you. So of course there must be a lawsuit filed, and we won that lawsuit, and that is why. Otherwise, suo moto court doesn't do such things. Suo moto normally there must be a case filed by a Hindu, and finally we in 1986 we got the rights to offer puja and to have darshan. Then in 1986 itself, Muslims constituted a Babri Masjid Action Committee, that is BMAC. So this was established in protest of this court order. Then what happened? I'll tell you the politics of VHP, BJP, and left. We are normally told under the Modi era that Congress is a very anti-national party, this and that. But look at how BJP behaved during those days. And actually, Congress had the symbol of Gaya and Gora, that means cow and calf. That was their political symbol at that time. So look at how Congress was at that time, and look at how BJP was at that time, and then how, due to turn of events, Congress got drifted towards Muslims, and BJP showed itself to be Hinduwadi. So let us see how this happened. By now, Hindus were frustrated by the never-ending court battle. It was abandoned. It was an abandoned mosque by the Muslims, and still, they did not allow the Hindus to build the temple also. Okay, so you are also not offering namaz there, but you don't want us also to erect a Ram Mandir temple over there. So you are also not using the mosque, and you won't allow a mandir also to get built. So Hindus were getting frustrated. Then what happened in 1989? VP Singh from Janta Dal. Now this is a different party. This is not Congress also. This is not BJP also. Okay, this is Janta Dal, different party. Now this different party got outside support from BJP and left parties. Okay, and they formed a government so that they could kick out uh, Rajiv Gandhi from Congress. Okay, so he was kicked out from being a PM. So now the new PM was VP Singh. VP Singh was from Janta Dal. It's a different party. It's different from BJP. It's different from Congress. But if BJP would pull back their support, then this guy would fall. Okay, this party would fall. This government would fall. Okay, not party, but this government would fall. Did BJP do that? No. In 1989 and 90, this is the first year of VP Singh. During this time, what happened? There was Kashmir insurgency, and they targeted Hindu community over there, and there was a genocide, there was ethnic cleansing of Hindu community. Okay, this was happening right in front of everybody's eyes. Congress, of course, did not take an objection on it. We were not expecting from Congress. Left parties did not object. We were not expecting from left also. Janta Dal did not object. Okay, still, I did not have much of an expectation from Janta Dal also. But BJP also did not object. BJP could have objected, BJP could have withdrawn their support, this government would have fallen. And this would have pressurized VP Singh to take some action against that genocide. But BJP did nothing. So now, if you think that BJP is very Hinduwadi, think twice. BJP was not all that Hinduwadi before they jumped in the Ram Mandir Andolan. And why did they jump into it? That was only for political reasons. They had nothing to do with Hindus. I'll explain it further. So this is 89 and 90. Now see what happened. August 1990, VP Singh gave OBC reservations. Okay, so a new category was formed called other backward castes. See, SC and ST, they were only a few communities, right? So, if you really wanted to increase the vote bank of those having reservation, then you had to, pull more castes into that reservation bucket. For that, a new category was launched called other backward castes. Okay, and it was done by VP Singh. So this was done under the recommendation of Mandal Committee. That Mandal Committee gave its result 10 years ago. Congress did not do anything of that sort. Congress did not implement that reservation, that policy, or whatever that report given by Mandal. They did not follow it. This guy, after coming to power, the first thing this guy does is, okay, let us, I mean, just the second year, in the just 1 year later after coming to power, this guy implements the Mandal Commission. Okay, understood? Congress did not do this. It was Janta Dal, and this government had an outside support of BJP. And nowadays people say that, okay, BJP is a Brahman Baniya party. Okay, it is a upper caste party. I don't think so. Had it been an upper caste party, even at that time, how could it allow reservations to come? And they were giving the outside support to this VP Singh. They still allowed it to happen. Okay, now let's go ahead. I'm really debunking all the things that you might be having in your mind. Now, due to this, what happened? The BJP's core vote bank, that means Hindus, they got split amongst higher caste and lower caste, so-called lower caste. No caste is higher or lower, but so-called higher caste, so-called lower caste. So there was a tussle. Now the Hindu vote bank got divided. So BJP wanted a reason to consolidate all the Hindus under one umbrella. And that is why BJP jumped into this Ram Mandir Andolan. Until that time, BJP had no interest in Ram Mandir Andolan. Ram Mandir Andolan was going on since 1984. BJP jumped into it in 1990. What was it doing for 6 years? VHP was fighting on its own. VHP is a different organization. It is not the same as RSS. It is a different organization. And during those good days, there were multiple Hindu organizations. It is not like today that for Hindu cause there is only one big organization, and that is RSS. Initially, during that time, there were many other organizations, and VHP, quite frankly, was a little bigger than RSS. They had a bigger hold. People respected or revered VHP more. The youth wing of VHP was called as Bajrang Dal. Even today it is called as Bajrang Dal only. VHP exists today, but now VHP is a toothless tiger. People don't respect it as much as they respect RSS. RSS has a lot of power nowadays. VHP does not have so much of power because its main leaders were jailed and a lot of things happened. Some people say there were conspiracies around this. People say a lot of things. I don't want to quote them on camera, but people say a lot of things. Now what happens? Now that is why they jumped into Ram Mandir Andolan. So how did they jump into it? The way they carried out this was very good. I respect RSS for that. I respect BJP for that. Very nicely done. So they start Ram Rath Yatra, okay, from Gujarat, and they go all the way to Ayodhya, but they don't go in a straight line. They go all this zigzag way so that they cover all the Hindi heartland states and some part of the then Karnataka. I mean, Karnataka is still the same, but the then Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so this is how they have gone through it. Now, why did they do this? This was only to educate the people about Ram Mandir Andolan and to make all Hindus come under the banner of Hindus, and they should stop fighting amongst themselves based on caste, and they should vote as one Hindu vote bank. Obviously, this worked, and BJP won the Lok Sabha elections in 1994. Okay, but this is sorry, 1992. So after 2 years, there was Lok Sabha elections and BJP won. Now here, understand one thing, that this is called as Mandal versus Kamandal. Mandal means VP Singh implemented the Mandal Commission's report, okay, or recommendations, and implemented OBC reservations. Okay, and this is Mandal. Now this was opposed by Kamandal. Kamandal means Hindu. So bringing all the Hindus together for some reason, that was Ram Mandir. Okay, so they just wanted to counter Mandal, and that is why they came into Ram Mandir Andolan. Okay, now now they also started bringing in more and more OBC leadership into BJP. Why? Because BJP was accused of being Brahman Badniya party. So people accused that BJP has all the leaders coming from higher caste, so-called higher caste. So what did BJP do? BJP started bringing more and more OBC leaders, because OBC was the new buzzword now, right? So people, they started pulling people from OBC. Modi was not OBC initially, but in 1994, what happened is Gujarat's state list of OBC caste was renewed, and Modi's caste was also put into this renewed list of OBC people, and that is why Modi's caste is Mod Ghanchis. But I don't mind caste, actually. He's a good human being. I respect him as being a good human being. Now, what the thing is, his caste was initially in general category. In 1994, it came into OBC category. And notice that nowadays, when Manishankar Iyer says that Modi is a very niche admi, then Modi immediately twists that thing and says that, oh, मैं छोटी जाति का हूँ इसलिए कहा है मुझे ऐसा. It is not about that. He wanted to say that you are a very bad, filthy minded human being. That is what he wanted to say. But you try to show it as if मैं तो OBC से हूँ इसलिए. That is you wearing your OBC card on your wrist, nothing else. Okay, so this is how Modi does it now. Modi calls himself OBC as often as he can, but remember that his caste used to be in general category earlier, and in 1994, that means Modi was in power as the chief minister of that state, and then that state says that okay, the OBC caste recognized in the state should be rectified. 38 odd communities should be added to it, and one of that communities happens to be Modi's caste. Okay, I'm not commenting anything, I'm only telling you the facts. There are links given here. Go to both these links to find out more. Okay, now Nanavati Mehta Commission of Inquiry. Now what happened is, uh, in February 2002, Modi was the CM at that time. Okay, so what happened is, S6 and S7 bogies of Sabarmati Express were attacked by 2000 Muslims. 59 people were burnt alive, out of which 27 were women. So those leftists who keep on crying for, safety of women in India did not feel anything for these 27 women. 10 children died. Those leftists who keep on making a hue and cry about human rights in India, they did not think about these 10 children dying. They make a lot of hue and cry about anything and everything else in the world, but they never speak about these 59 people who were burnt alive in this Godhra massacre. On 6th of March 2002, Gujarat government, that means CM was Modi ji at that time, set up a commission for inquiry. This commission was led by KG Shah, so it should be called as the Shah Commission. But then why is it called Nanavati Commission? I'll tell you. Congress immediately alleged that Shah is very close to Modi. Oh, we are afraid it won't be impartial. So Supreme Court appointed a retired Supreme Court Justice GT Nanavati to this commission alongside with existing KG Shah. See, they did not remove KG Shah because KG Shah was not an incompetent person, or it was not proven beyond doubt that KG Shah is hand in gloves with Modi. Okay, so KG Shah was not removed, but Supreme Court said that, see, it should be a two-member committee. So alongside KG Shah, you keep Nanavati also, and I'll tell you informally that Nanavati had a more importance as compared to KG Shah at that time. But I'm saying this very informally. I don't know for sure. This is my guess. Okay, so use your discretion. Now, KG Shah died in March 2008. See, committee was established in 2002. March 2008 means almost the report, final report was ready, almost ready at that time. This KG Shah died. Then now that final report could not be given. So what happened is, on the next month itself, 6th of April 2008, Gujarat High Court appointed a retired judge, Akshay Kumar Mehta, and hence the name of the committee became Nanavati Mehta Commission. Now you tell me, Nanavati was the retired Supreme Court judge appointed by Supreme Court. Mehta was also a retired judge appointed by the High Court of Gujarat. So both the people heading the committee are from the judiciary, and judiciary is impartial. It does not favor one party over the other. So now whatever Nanavati Mehta Commission says, people should believe in it, because the committee is being spearheaded by two judges from judiciary. Judiciary is always impartial, right? People have faith in judiciary. People might say whatever they like about parties, political parties, but about judiciary, everyone is convinced that judiciary is impartial. Still, Congress and left parties alleged the report of Nanavati Commission also. So think about it. So that's why I said there are certain communities, there are certain parties who might not respect courts as much as we do. They should be respecting. That's what I feel. Everyone should be respecting courts should be revered, no matter whether the judgment is in our favor or their favor. Court's judgment should always be respected. But then there are certain parties who went to the extent of saying that, oh, this is all managed. Who will manage it? Will Modi manage a Supreme Court retired judge, or Modi will manage this retired judge appointed by High Court? I mean, that is the foolish claim that Congress as well as CPIM, that means the left party, one of the three left parties in India. These two people claimed. The final report of this commission came in September. So after April, a few months went, and then in September they gave the final report. So what is the final report? What does it say? Did the Muslims really attack the Hindus? Let us see. The report concluded that thousands of Muslims from Signal Falia attacked. Falia is just a signal over there. Attacked the train. Maulvi Hussain Haji Ibrahim Umarji, a cleric in Godhra, and a former CRPF officer named Nanu Mia, he is also Muslim, were present as the masterminds, were presented as the masterminds behind the operation. So the report said that these two Muslims, one was a cleric, another was a retired CRPF person, they are the real masterminds behind this whole attack. 140 liters of petrol was stored at Aman guest house. The name of the guest house is Aman, and it was storing 140 liters of petrol to burn the Karsevaks alive. Okay, and it was run by Raza Kukur. Okay, originally from Assam. So this Kukur came from Assam. Again, he is also a Muslim. And these many liters of petrol was stored hours before the train arrived. The train arrived around 7 a.m. It was 5 hours late. These people knew, oh, kitna late hai, how much late it is. They might have gone to the ticket window and asked, not on phone, maybe on the ticket window, but they asked, they planned, and accordingly petrol was kept ready. And then at 7 a.m. the train arrived, and then the train was attacked. Forensic evidence proves that inflammable liquid was poured into the compartment before setting it on fire. Now, the movie shows this actually. The forensic report says that, first thing is the coaches were burning from inside and not from outside. Why? Because the paint above the windows is burnt, but the paint below the windows is still intact. That means below the windows there wasn't a fire. So fire was not put below the coaches, but actually inflammable liquid was poured inside the bogies and it was set fire. Okay, second thing is that mm, uh, there were signs of stone pelting. Okay, yeah, stone pelting is a very old thing. At that time also they used to do stone pelting. So these bogies, this train was stone pelted, and then there are two bogies, right? S6 and S7. So in between them there is a place from which you can walk, right? So that was torn from outside, and that is where, I mean, from there they could enter and they could throw all that petrol inside, lit it fire. This thing happened. Second thing that they did is they first of all pulled the chains, okay, so that the train stopped there. Multiple chain pulling happened. This was shown in the movie also. Now I don't know whether it is there in the report or not, and that is why I did not put it in the slide, but in the movie it is shown that multiple times the chain was pulled. Then this part between the two bogies was removed. This is also, I did not see it in the report. I did not read the report, to be honest. But yeah, the movie talks about it. And then they cut the vacuum pipe. Now, what is vacuum pipe? Normally in a train, the bogies are always in the brake state. That means the brakes are always applied, and the brake shoes have to be moved away from the wheel using vacuum. Okay, and this vacuum is generated by the engine, and for this to happen, there are tubes connecting the locomotive. That is, engine is called as locomotive. From locomotive to every bogie there is this vacuum pipe traveling. Okay, and it is in between the bogies. So this vacuum pipe, in the movie it was shown that it was broken. Okay, so that as soon as the vacuum is removed, the brake shoes will clench or hold the wheels tightly, so the train won't move. Now, even if the locomotive pilot would like to move the train could not move because the vacuum is removed, and now these bogies are, you know, uh, what do you call it? They are in the brake state, they are immobilized. Okay, so all this points to the fact that this was not an accident, this was a conspiracy. Okay, so this is done. Then there are references to Ghulam Nabi and Ali Muhammad, both Kashmiris, who were in Godhra for a fortnight before the incident and had spoken to the accused about Kashmiri liberation movement. See, when you say Kashmiri liberation movement, you should rather read it like insurgency in Kashmir. So these were Kashmiri terrorists fighting against the state of India. And in the movie also, these people were shown just before the incident night. They flamed the Muslims, and they said that, see, in Kashmir, the militants are fighting so much, and what are we doing? We are sitting here like cowards. We don't do anything against the Kafirs. And that is after that this incident happened, or was planned, and it was executed, you can say. So, how many people are involved now? One Maulvi, one ex CRPF officer, this Aman Guest House owner or proprietor, or one who ran it, and then these two Kashmiri terrorists. All these were the masterminds, or not even if you call these two as the masterminds, but all these colluded in this entire conspiracy, and then this was very cold bloodedly executed. For details, you can go to this. I mean, the report. I don't have the entire report, but there is a Times of India page, web page, and on that something about the report is given. So if you want, I'll just open it. So this is just probably it's just the gist of this whole report. It also tells about the executors. So who all executed it? So all these are Muslims. Those who executed them, all these are Muslims only. See, Kasim Biryani wala also. I mean, come on, man. So these were all common people. They are not even terrorists. Okay, they are common people that you and me might, deal with in day-to-day life. That kind of people did this. Now, then what happened? The report also concluded that thousands of Muslims from, okay, this is already done. Okay, what did the commission report say next? It also said that there was absolutely no evidence that either Modi or any other ministers in his council of ministers or police officers had played any role in Godhra incident, or they that they were in there was any lapse on their part in the matter of providing protection. So they did not lack anywhere. They did their duties spot on. uh, Protection, relief, rehabilitation to the victims of the communal rights, or in the matter of not complying with the recommendations or directions given by National Human Rights Commission. So all these people, means Modi, his ministers, and the police officers, they were all working as per the guidelines of National Human Rights Commission. They did not do anything wrong. That is what this commission report says. As expected, Congress and CPIM refused to agree to Nanavati Commission's report and called it as biased, tilted in favor of conspiracy theories that Modi would like to spread, that kind of a thing. So it was pretty much obvious, and Modi also reacted to this. Modi said, "Arey, as just like you are not surprised with the report's result, the commission's report, I am also not surprised that you do not agree to that report. I also was expecting that you would say this only." Again, for details, go to the same article. Now, next, UPA 2, they planted another fake report. Now, there was Nanavati Commission's report which came in 2008. So before that, 4 years before that, UPA also started churning their wheels, because this guy, this commission was established when This commission was established in the year 2002, right? So 2 years after this, UPA came to power in Lok Sabha election. So UPA was in power. So at that time, what happened is, at that time, what happened is, Lalu Prasad Yadav was appointed as the rail minister. Okay, so 2.5 years had passed since the Godhra incident. In September 2004, Lalu appointed a committee under retired Supreme Court Justice Umesh Chandra Banerjee. So one committee is already working. That is, at that time it was KG Shah committee, which later started being called as Nanavati Mehta committee. So it is already working since 2002. And 2 years later to that, or in September 2004, Lalu Prasad Yadav established another committee for investigation, and that is under the leadership of Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Then in January, I mean, how many, September to January, how much is it? October, November, December, January. In 4 months, this committee immediately gave a report, means an interim report. It's not the final report, but they gave an interim report which tentatively ascribed the fire as accidental fire. They gave an interim report, and whatever inference you could get from that interim report, that was that probably this was just an accidental fire. This BJP, VHP, RSS, they are all making you and cry about nothing. Nothing ever happened. It was just an accident. Muslims were not involved. That is what this interim report appeared to be like. Okay, it is just an interim report. You cannot say that the report was against anyone. It did not say anything conclusively because it's not a complete report, but since it's not a final report, but it gave an impression that this is just an accident, and that is why the title of the movie is whether it's an accident or a conspiracy. Now, reason given was that the injuries of the victims were such caused by fire inside the bogies. Of course, see, petrol. The big containers having petrol. They were put inside the bogie. The petrol fell there. After that, it was lit. Then some people even say that petrol bombs were also thrown. That means Molotovs were thrown, petrol bomb. Okay. Now, if you are having that kind of thing, so all the fire will start inside only now. Now, then they started saying this. I mean, Congress kind of people. They started saying that probably they must be carrying kerosene in the train. It's illegal, but people do carry it. So sometimes what happens is it catches fire and everything. Now, this report also suggested in that direction that probably something started inside only, maybe by short circuit, or maybe someone must be carrying a stove and everything started burning. Okay, now here the counter to this is that uh, the floor of that bogie had traces of petrol, unburned petrol. The bodies of the victims also had traces of unburned petrol. That means petrol was used to burn the bogie. Now, who will carry petrol in a train? It is okay to say that maybe people might be carrying kerosene so that they could cook food, but no one carries petrol in the bogies. Second thing is, if petrol or any other inflammable fluid had nothing to do with this, and this was just as due to short circuit, then where is the petrol coming from? In the case of short circuit, there should not be traces of petrol or kerosene or anything, but they found traces of petrol. Okay, so that is why this claim of Congress falls flat that this was an accident. It was definitely a conspiracy. In October 2006, that means just 1.5 years later, Gujarat High Court squashed the conclusions of Banerjee, means this commission, as unconstitutional, illegal, and null and void. And of course, it stopped this commission's report to surface in parliament. So you cannot discuss it in the parliament. That's what the High Court said at that time. Okay, so it was It gave result within 4 months, and it got squashed within 1.5 year by a high court. Okay. Now, lessons to be learned. So what do you learn from this whole incident now? Or See, first of all, I'll say go and see the movie. There might be a lot of things that I might be missing, like uh, there was a chai wala shown, and there was a argument with the chai wala and the kar sevaks, and then people say that, oh, it must be reaction due to that, Muslims got agitated and this and that. Then another thing is, they show a lady, and they say that she was molested. In the movie, it is shown that she was speaking lies, and that lies was exposed very cleverly by the Hindu side lawyer. Okay. So I have not told you all the nitty-gritties in the movie, but go through the movie, and do let me know how you like that movie. Okay. So here the review of the movie ends. Now we will talk about what can we learn from the Godhra incident as kafirs. Okay, so that such kind of incident does not happen on our community ever again. I'll reiterate. See, it is not wrong to feel bad for my community and to feel that my community should be protected. This is absolutely okay. Okay, so I should be feeling bad if something happens to my community, some atrocity happens on my community. I should be feeling bad. I should be trying to debate about it, that why did this happen and how can we avoid it in the future. So these are lessons learned. In the Godhra incident, you will see Muslims had an ecosystem, right? So there was a cleric, there were Kashmiri militants, the rest house owner was there, lawyer, NGOs, political parties. So all these people colluded, and then they hatched this conspiracy. So think about it, they have an ecosystem. The radical Islam has an ecosystem. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad, I'm saying the radicals amongst them, at least in this incident, they had an ecosystem. See, if the bad people in the society, like such radical people who would do this kind of activities, killing people, burning them alive, if they have an ecosystem, it's a very dangerous thing. Because you expect these people to be brought to the justice. How will you bring them to justice? You will run a court case against them. That is what a civilized society would do, right? But in the court also, if you have lawyers who will fight their case, get lump sum money and this and that, and if those cases could be funded in this way so that justice is compromised, and this kind of things happen, then that is a problem for any democracy. It's not just for India, but for any democracy. But now what happens is, we rely too much on BJP and RSS. We say, oh, BJP will save me, RSS will. But did BJP save the lives of these people? Well, BJP did not do anything wrong. BJP, this Modi, as the commission report also says, that BJP was not in the wrongdoing anywhere. But still, I say, see, when a mob attacks you, will you wait for the BJP Karyakarta to come and save you, or RSS Karyakarta to come and save you? Okay, that is a little impractical expectation. So we should form our own small akhadas in our areas. So previously what happened is, before we started believing so much into BJP and RSS, there used to be akhadas in every small village, in every locality there were akhadas. Nirmoi Akhada also put this case, right, about the ownership of the land. So it's what? It is akhada. People used to fund the akhadas. The people who were a little wealthy within the community, they used to fund the akhadas. So if you have an akhada in the region, and if there is a riot, you at least have somebody who will protect you, right? That ecosystem existed. But then people started believing too much into BJP and RSS, and now we don't have akhadas, we don't have VHP also. So VHP's youth wing was this Bajrang Dal. We don't have that. Shiv Sena also broke, right? So now BJP and RSS are the only custodians of Hindu votes. These are the only people that Hindus look up to protect them. Now, does BJP and RSS protect us during riots? See, in the post-poll violence of Bengal assembly elections, 150 Hindus were killed. Most of them were workers of BJP party. BJP's JP Nadda was attacked. and JP Nadda shamelessly ran away from there. So, do you think this political party is going to save your house during the riot? I don't think so. If their national party, what convener or whatever they call them, that guy, the top leadership of BJP, if that cannot survive a riot and that guy has to run away, how can they protect you and me? It's impossible. Okay, so stop relying too much on BJP. RSS, why don't I believe in RSS? Because RSS keeps giving, nowadays, Mohan Bhagwat especially, he keeps giving statements like 50 साल के लिए देवी देवताओं को भूल जाओ, means for 50 years forget about your gods and goddesses. Try saying that to Muslims. You say that to Hindus because Hindus listen to you. Then he says that, see, हर मस्जिद के नीचे शिवलिंग क्यों ढूंढना चाहिए? Means he says that under every mosque, why do you want to find a shivling under every mosque? It is estimated, people believe, that 40,000 temples were demolished during the Muslim colonial rule, and mosques were established on top of those temples. This was against our civilization, right? And still, Mohan Bhagwat says it's all okay, yaar, kya hai usme, very old thing, forget about it. So how can I think that RSS is going to save me during riots especially? I don't think so. This guy talks this kind of things. I think he'll say, "Arey yaar, chodo yaar, kya hote rehta hai? We won't come to save you." When 150 people in Bengal died, what did RSS do? RSS did this Maun Vrat. That means they didn't speak as a vow that okay, I'll show protest by not speaking to anyone. How is that a protest, by the way? I don't know. And where did they do it? They did not even come out on the street. They did not have a padayatra. They did not do anything. They did not even have a procession. So they sat in their AC room and they said, see, I won't speak to anyone. This is my Maun Vrat. What difference does that Maun Vrat do? It doesn't make any difference to anyone. Okay, that is why stop believing too much that BJP and RSS will come to save you, especially during the riots. I'll tell you one more thing. When that tailor was attacked in Rajasthan just for supporting Nupur Sharma, his Sar Tan Se Juda was done. The two Muslims who did that Sar Tan Se Juda were members of Rashtriya Muslim Manch, which is a part of RSS. They had photographs with, they were standing behind Amit Shah, and that photograph also came into the market at that time. So now how can I believe in Amit Shah? How can I believe in BJP? How can I believe in RSS? Because RSS calls itself a social organization. It does not call itself a Hindu social organization. Modi speaks about sabka saath, sabka vikas. Modi says that, Abdul to mere bachpan ka dost tha. How can I believe in these parties and how can I believe that these people are going to come and fight for me? Vishwa Hindu Parishad said this is a Hindu Parishad. This is all about Hindus. It did not say, oh, we are a social organization. We are just, social. We also have a Rashtriya Manch for Muslims. VHP didn't do that kind of things. But now where is BHP? So stop relying on one. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have many Hindu organizations and keep them under competition. If RSS or BJP acts too smart, shift your weight towards VHP or Shiv Sena. Okay, and RSS should realize its mistake. Stop giving donations to RSS. If they are using your donations for Muslims, stop giving them donations. If you love your community and if you want your donations to be only spent on your community, then you can stop donating to RSS. RSS will come to their senses. BJP, stop voting BJP. BJP keeps saying that Abdul to mere bachpan ka dost tha. Okay, then you take votes from Abdul. Don't take it from me. We can do that, and this is absolutely legal. Whatever I'm telling you is absolutely legal. We can feel bad for our community, and we can, punish BJP with votes and punish RSS with donations by reducing our donations to it. This is very much legal. Donation is my right here, whether I want to give or not, and whom I want to give. I can decide. I can give it to BHP. I can give it to Shiv Sena. Why should I give it to BJP and RSS all the time? Why should I spend my energy in Shakha all the time? I can probably do company work, this party work for any other party, like maybe Shiv Sena, or maybe some Sangathan like VHP. Is it compulsory for me to do everything in RSS Shakha? Not required. I can leave RSS entirely. Then speaking openly, I told you earlier that speaking openly about your community or the atrocities that were committed on your community is absolutely legal. You can do that. Don't feel bogged down. Don't think that, oh, this will look communal. It's okay. Who are you creating an impression upon? Don't try to create impressions. Try to stay safe first. A few more lessons. We should reduce our dependence on RSS and BJP. I explained this earlier. And favor parties like Ekam Sanatan Bharat, who fight for rights of Sanatani people. So you can go to this official website of Ekam Sanatan Bharat. If you go there, you will see that this party has Sapta Siddhanta, that means 7 core principles based on which this party is formed. All these core principles are in favor of Sanatan, are in favor of Hinduism, are in favor of our Hindu nationalism. And the party itself has the word Sanatan in it. BJP is Bharatiya Janata Party. Where is Hindu? Where is Sanatan? Nothing is there. Because the party itself is a secular party by default. You vote for it, that could be your mistake. If you think that it is a Hindu party, Nadda said in before this Lok Sabha election, Nadda said it very clearly that BJP does not subscribe to Hinduism. BJP is secular. And still, like idiots, we keep voting for BJP. Ekam Sanatan Bharat also fought Lok Sabha polls this time. They did not win on a single seat. It is so frustrating that Indians did not allow Ekam Sanatan Bharat to win on a single seat. Why? Because we believe in BJP and RSS way more than any other party. I'm not saying you vote for Congress, but at least vote for Ekam Sanatan Bharat. Yeah? Look at their Sapta Siddhanta. They are all about Sanatan. They are all about Hindus. What problem do you have with Ekam Sanatan? Now some master stroke Wadi people will say that, oh, you are making Modi ji weak. Look at how weak Modi has made Hindus. Every month or every 2 or 3 months apart, there is stone pelting on some of our processions. If there is a Krishna Janmashtami procession, there is stone pelting. There is Kavad Yatra, there is stone pelting. There is any other thing, Hanuman Jayanti, Ram Navami, there is stone pelting. This did not happen when Congress was in power, by the way. So have Hindus become weaker under Modi ji? I'll tell you why this happens. Because we don't have akhadas in our area. And we rely too much upon BJP and RSS. Even if BJP and RSS really want to prevent roids, they cannot do it. It is impossible for them to be present everywhere in the country. And I'm also doubting their intention, by the way. They probably don't even want to do it. They like the country to stay simmering so that the votes get polarized and Hindus vote only for them. So please stop voting only for BJP. Also vote parties like Ekam Sanatan Bharat. Rather, I would say vote only for Ekam Sanatan Bharat, because Ekam Sanatan Bharat actually speaks about Sanatan. It is actually your party. And please support akhadas in your area. Support financially. If you want to go there, give them ideas for social gatherings or something like that. Akhadas should become the big buzzword in the future. And akhada should run your local ecosystem. Connect the lawyers also with the akhada. Connect everything with the akhadas or gurukuls. These can be our pillars of success. You cannot rely upon one party or the other. See, RSS also started with a nice cause. Look at what it has become now. BJP also started with a nice cause. Look at what it has become now. Don't trust on one or two organizations. Trust on local ecosystem. One akhada might go corrupt. All the akhadas in India won't go corrupt. Your temples, first of all, it's one of the Sapta Siddhanta also of Ekam Sanatan Bharat that temples should be freed from government control. Temples are a great place where the community can come together and think about the growth of its community. You know, so our temples should not be under government control. I'll give you a simple example. There is Shirdi Sai Baba temple which is under government control. Look at the administration there. And then there is Shri Gajanan Maharaj Samsthan at Shegao, Maharashtra. Look at the services there. You will see a stark difference. Why is there such a stark difference? Is it because devotees give less or more donation somewhere? It's less due to devotees and more due to the way government handles it. When there is a trust which is taking care, private trust taking care of any mandir, they do it with devotion normally, okay, or they are expected to do it with devotion. What will government do it with? Government can appoint somebody from any other religion also, maybe, to take care of that mandir. What will you do then? Will the guy have the same amount of empathy for your religion as much empathy as you might have? So first take your mandirs under your control, build akhadas, support them, build an ecosystem. Also connect lawyers to these places so that if false cases are slapped upon Hindus, then there are some lawyers who could fight those cases free of cost for them. Okay, so do all these things, they can help us out. Okay, so that is my lesson for you today. And do let me know whether you saw this movie or not. Do let me know your reaction about the movie and also about all the things that I said. If I said anything wrong, if I hurt anyone's sentiment, I'm very sorry. Didn't mean to hurt anyone's sentiment. And yeah, there are a lot of good Muslims. Okay, but see, unless the good Muslims come in front and this start criticizing this kind of activities, you know, people will always be a little scared of Islam. So if there are good Muslims, then please come forward. You should also say things against the Godhra massacre. Okay? Until next time, Jai Shri Ram. ये है अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव.